Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and today I'm doing my holiday makeup reset. If you want to see what palettes, lipsticks, blushes, highlighters, all the makeup products that I want to use for the holiday season, then keep on watching. So just like my Halloween makeup, I have a drawer full of Christmas makeup that's like holiday themed and perfect for the holidays. So I will be pulling from this drawer. Now I'm definitely going to be pulling from my highlighter drawer because I want icy highlighters for the holiday season, but then also highlighters with that little bit of a pink tone to it as well. Okay, so I cannot believe that I'm already doing another makeup reset, but I'm going to be pulling all of my Halloween and fall palettes out and basically putting in my winter and Christmas themed ones. Well, Christmas, and then I'll do winter probably in January. But I'm going to start with this organizer here. I do have the Nightmare Before Christmas palette with ColourPop. And this is a palette I'm going to actually keep at my vanity because Nightmare Before Christmas is October, November, and December, okay? There's no arguing with me. This is my spooky Christmas movie, okay? I love it. So I do have 3 of these ColourPop palettes that collaborate with Hocus Pocus. You're familiar with them because if you watch my makeup reset for spooky season, you've seen these. But all of these precious palettes are going to actually go back into my collection and not at my vanity. I am going to be keeping this one at my vanity though, and this is the newest Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette. So, I mean, I paid a very pretty penny for this, and I am going to keep it at my vanity because the holidays are all about some sparkle. There's plenty of sparkle in this palette to use for holiday looks. These 2 from Nomad, so I have the Haunted Europe and the Ghost Town USA palette. Both of these are going to go back into my collection. And finally, for this organizer, I do have 2 different Blend Bunnies. So I got the original Blends and Surge. I'm going to take Surge, and I'm going to be putting her back in my collection. But the Blends palette is something that I keep in my vanity all the time because you never know what you might need. And so I never know what I might need. So over here, most of these palettes will be definitely going back into the collection. So I have this one from Corpse Bride and Beauty Creations. Didn't really like this palette, but I'll be putting it back in my collection. Now, this is a palette that I did enjoy, and this is from Melt Cosmetics, and this is the Universal Monsters collaboration. So this is Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein palette. But this palette is gorgeous, but she is going to be going back into my collection. So I have 2 from Gourmand Girls. We've got the Nightshade and Spooked. Both palettes will be going back into the collection. Now, a palette that won't be going back into the collection and be staying at my vanity is the Halloween Town Nightmare Before Christmas with Melt. And so this is the Oogie Boogie palette. So I will be having this at my vanity for the holiday season. Now, I have more Melt palettes at my vanity. So this is the Fatally Yours. And yes, I will be getting my hands on the Fatally Yours Round 2 palette when it comes out. But this one will be going back to my collection, along with my Fire Mini palette from Melt as well. These are from Lunar Beauty. Both of these palettes will be going back to the collection as well, along with Nomad's Hudson Valley, this Huda Beauty Color Block 9 pan. This one from Ofra is their fall palette with Allie Dawson. So this one will also be going back into my collection. And finally, this one from Huda Beauty. So this is Pretty Grunge. And I'm on the fence if this one is going to be going back into my collection or if I'm keeping out. So I'm just going to put it off to the side. So I'm going to start off by adding this one into my holiday rotation. This is the Melt Cosmetics Christmas Town palette. So this is part of the same collection that the Oogie Boogie palette's from. This has got some perfect shimmers, some greens, some reds, just a nice palette that will play well with the other Melt palette for the holidays. Another palette that I'm going to be adding from Melt Cosmetics is the Bad Side Zodiac Earth palette. Now this one's got some nice greens and golds in it. So I got some gold, some yellow, some really nice warm colors that are perfect for holiday looks. So I just did a first impressions with this palette. This one's from ColourPop with the collaboration of Frosty the Snowman. Obviously, I will be using this for the holiday. It's got lots of shimmer and shine, and it's perfect for those cool toned icy looks. Now this is ColourPop with the collaboration of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This was actually re-released last year, but I've had this palette since like it originally came out. But again, a nice palette for the holidays. It's muted, but there is some nice shimmers in here, and you've got your like deep greens and your deep red. So a nice holiday glam look can definitely come out of this palette. Now, since I've removed 2 Nomad palettes, of course I'm gonna have to add more Nomad. Now this is the Nomad Ireland Wild Atlantic Way palette. And this palette is perfect for some holiday looks, okay? We got lots of green and some golds. I actually have a tutorial planned with this palette to make a holiday look. Even though it was a springtime palette, like I see perfect greens for the holiday in here. And this one right here is the Nomad Whistler Snow Lodge. Now this one is no longer available, but you do have some really pretty blues in here and some greens, and it's icy vibes, okay? We got some nice icy vibes. Oh, I totally forgot about this one. So this one's from Nomad. This is the one that everyone talks shit about. And this is Santa's Village. I think a lot of people were expecting these shades right here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmers in here that are actually toppers. So they top really well. They're not a pigmented shimmer. And I feel like that's why a lot of people didn't like this palette, because they were expecting more. But I still use it and I still like it. I'm going to keep on with the Christmas theme. I have this one from Odin's Eye. This is the Merry Christmas palette. Now, you can tell that this palette is perfect for the holidays. And then I also have the Odin's Eye Christmas Eve palette. So this one's perfect for icy looks. So I pulled out 2 different palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this one is Cosmos. I picked this palette because of all the shimmer in here. They're just really beautiful shimmer shades in this palette. And I can see a really nice, soft, glam holiday look being made with this palette. And then this one is actually my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is Fall Romance. And it just has really nice tones in it to make a holiday glam look. So I loved it for the fall, and I want to keep it at my desk for some Christmas vibes. Now I have the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. This one is got some beautiful golds and warm tones in it. So this is why I was on the fence. I kind of want to keep Pretty Grunge at my vanity as well, because if I want to go cool toned, I have Pretty Grunge. If I want to be warm, I have Empowered. And the same with these 2 Patrick Ta palettes. So I went ahead and pulled out my Major Dimension Volume 1 so I can do some warm nude looks. And even though this one has warm tones in it as well, this one has some cool nudes that could be used for holiday looks as well. And I also had to go ahead and pick up a Pat McGrath palette to put in here. I love this palette because of that green, and honestly, that is what made me pull it out for the holidays. Alright, so in this container here is all of like my jelly shadows. We got some loose glitter shadows. This is like kind of where I keep the toppers and the bling. So I am going to go ahead and take these ones from ColourPop out. These are Super Shock shadows from a Hocus Pocus collection. Same with these 3 Jelly Much shadows. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out. Now, I've mentioned this already. This Star Wars one is a beautiful, beautiful red. And this will stay here at my vanity. Along with these eye glitters from Give. So I have 2 of them. I have a gold one in the shade Glimmer. And then a rose gold in the shade Twinkle. And I honestly really want to know what happened to these, but this is from Patrick Ta. This is the Make It Major Multi-Dimensional Eye Topper. So I have the gold one, I believe. So, but it's just like a champagne-y gold. And these were like on Sephora for one day. I bought one. They had 2 different shades, and I was planning on getting both, but they never returned. So I'll keep this at my vanity. But because the holidays are full of bling, I'm going to be adding a lot of like eye toppers and glitters into this drawer for the holiday season. So I have 4 from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Now, yes, these are retired, but these are beautiful. So I have I'm So Lit. So this is I'm So Lit. It is a beautiful gold. All Lit Up is a beautiful champagne shimmer. And these products look like diamonds on the eyes. So this is Light Show. Just a little bit more of a pinkier tone. And this last one is Light the Way. So this has got a white gold shimmer. I have 3 different toppers from Ofra Cosmetics. These are gorgeous. I don't even know if these are still available. I think there's a couple other shades that you can purchase. I bought this in a trio. So I have a white one called Glisten, a purple one called Chill, and a pink one called Iced. I'm actually going to go ahead and swap out the smaller organizer for a bigger one because they're not all going to fit. I have Jelly Mutt shadows from ColourPop, and this is the Nightmare Before Christmas collaboration. So this is the shade Shock, the shade Lock, and finally the shade Barrel. Now, I do have one of these. I have not used it yet. I am super excited to use this. I actually have a tutorial on Tuesday that I plan on filming that I will be using this product. But this is the Patrick Ta Eye Illusion Duo. So I went ahead and picked up like just the gold and white one. So I don't know if these are still sold out, but I picked it up during the Sephora sale and I knew they sold out very, very quickly. I'm excited to try this. I'm putting it in my eye topper drawer. I have 2 more Jelly Mutt shadows. These are both from the Frosty the Snowman collection. So I have the shade Freezin' and the shade Made of Snow. And lastly, I have this. So this is for face. Okay, this is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions Holiday Palette from 2023. And in here there are 2 blushes, but in 2 different formulas. We got 2 cream blushes and 2 powder blushes. But over here is some beautiful eye toppers. And that is why I'm going to actually store it in this drawer. I'll remember about the blushes, but these shimmers right here are absolutely gorgeous. And they're just perfect for that holiday shimmer and glam. So this is something that I haven't done in my resets before. Usually I just like stick with my lips. But lately I've been going through my collection and like remembering products that I used to love that are still good that I want to start rotating my lips, because if not, I just wear the same lipstick over and over and over again, and that's going to change. So these are the majority of the liquid lips that I usually use, and I'm going to start by pulling out shades that I'm going to put away for a while so I can put some new shades in here. So I went ahead and cleared a lot of my lippies out. In fact, this container is full. I have to find a new home for these, or just a temporary one. But these are the colors I can see myself using for the holiday season. A lot of these are reds, okay? So I do have some Jaclyn cosmetics over here. Yes, the brand is retired, but doesn't mean I won't use the lipstick. So I do have some reds here. Most of these are like deep, dark, vampy reds back here. I have 3 from Lunar Beauty. 2 of them are red. 1 of them is black. I have 4 different Kylie lip kits. 2 of them are a bright red. This one is a hot pink, because you never know. And then this is a more deeper red. I have the new one from Melt Cosmetics. This is the Dracula Lippy. This is a gorgeous red. So, of course, I've kept it in here. I have one from Fenty. This is actually a deep, rich brown. 3 from Give by Gwen Stefani, because these are my favorites, and they're all red. Did keep all of my About Face ones here. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing or not, but I have a nude, a pink, a red, a berry, a purple, and a black. I have 3 ColourPop lippy sticks, a red and 2 darker nudes. And then I have my Hourglass lippies right here as well. So I think 2 of these are red. So this one's a red. This one's also a red. And this one's hot pink. So, and then I have like some deep nudes right here. So let me go ahead and start pulling out some liquid lips and lip products that I want to put in this organizer. So I do have these Glam Light Coca-Cola ones. I don't know if I want to take them out of the packaging and leave the packaging on my desk or pull them out. I haven't decided, but I did pull out my Coca-Cola lip gloss and my Cherry Coke gloss. For liquid lips, yes, I pulled out the devil himself. I pulled out some Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour liquid lipsticks because I've had these and they still smell fine. I'm still going to use them. So I do have like this mystery shade from a mystery box from years ago, but it's a beautiful red shimmer. I have a deep, dark, moody red in the shade Bite My Lip. And then I also have another shimmery red, but it's a little bit deeper than the other one. This one is Poinsettia. I have 3 from Fenty Beauty that I pulled out. So I love this shade Underdog. I've been using it all fall, but I haven't put it in my organizer. Then I have the Bright Red in the shade Uncensored. And then this is a more pink red, and this is Unmatched. I'm also going to go ahead and reorganize and put all of my clicky sticks in here because that way I can use this organizer for the ones I'm going to use during the holidays. So in this container, I'm going to go ahead and add my ColourPop ones from the Frosty the Snowman collaboration. I went ahead and moved the clicky sticks from this into this row right here. Okay, so if you watched my Halloween reset, you saw that I took my lip treatments and turned this into like my more like spooky lips that I own. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and undo all of that, and I'm going to add holiday lips to it. So I do have ColourPop bullet lips here. This is like a cream lip. These are glosses. These are the Wet n Wild pH lip oils, which those are going to stay here. I have some bullet lips from Melt. I have these from MAC. A black one's supposed to go here. I have Lawless ones, and then like just different lip glosses up here. Okay, so I want to start off by adding the ones that were previously in this organizer. So I do have both of these Wet n Wild Nightmare Before Christmas lip oils. So these are like those pH adjusting ones. And honestly, this purple one feels like it's a plumper, like it tingles, but the green one doesn't. But it doesn't matter. But I'm going to keep both of them up here, along with my MAC squirt sticks. I really like these. My Lawless plumping balms. And those are all the products that were already in here. So now what I'm going to do is add a few red lip liners. Because I know I'm going to be using reds during the holiday seasons, I grabbed 4 different lip liners that are all reds to put at easy access. So I have one from Patrick Ta, one from Too Faced. This one's from Kylie Cosmetics. And then finally this one from ColourPop. I'm going to add these 2 lip glosses from Bath & Body Works. Because these, like, I don't wear them as like a gloss on top of lips. I kind of use them like a lip oil. They feel more like a lip oil than a gloss. I have another lip oil, and this one's peppermint flavored or peppermint scented. And it is the Tinsel Shine from Wet n Wild. And then I have 3 lip glosses. These are from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer collection that was released last year. Well, re-released. And so I'm going to go ahead and add these in here. So this one's from Wet n Wild. It's the shade Santa Snoopy. So it's like a red with lots of glitter in it. And even though this came out, I think a year or 2 ago, you can still buy this on Amazon. I have this Luxe lipstick from ColourPop. This is in the shade Rudolph, I believe. But it's just a deeper red matte lipstick. So these 2 are from ColourPop, and they're actually from the Star Wars collection. But these are both really pretty shades of red. So this is the shade Surrender. And this deeper vampy red is in the shade Supreme Ruler. I went ahead and picked up 3 MAC bullet lippies. So this is the shade Betty Boop. This is like an older collaboration from MAC, but it still smells good. It still applies nicely. So I'm going to add this to this organizer. I have the shade Russian Red. And finally, this Viva Glam lipstick that was the first collaboration with Ariana Grande, which is like a nice dark vampy shade. And then this is a Pat McGrath lipstick from the Bridgerton collaboration. And this is in the shade Ellison. Now this is one of my favorite bullet lips that I own. And this is from Patrick Ta Beauty in the shade That's Why She's Late. I have this one from Too Faced in the shade Lady Bold. This one's from Give Beauty and it's in the shade Original Recipe. And finally, this one is a lip vinyl. So this is just a really shiny lip gloss or lip lacquer. And this is also in the shade Original Recipe. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and swap out my highlighter. So my blush, my highlighters, and bronzers are all in the same drawer at my vanity, but I want to focus on the highlighters first. So I have the iconic London Lit in Luminous at my vanity, which I'm going to keep here. I also have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Seeker highlighter. I think, like, is it Glow Seeker? Yeah, the Glow Seeker highlighter in the shade Sun Idol. So I have this Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust blush that I use more like a highlighter because it is very beaming. This one's in the shade Raw and Honey, but I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in my collection. I have this Ofra highlighter in the shade Pumpkin Pie. I'm also going to be adding this back to my collection. And then back here, these are the bronzers. So I'm just going to move those aside for now. Now, these are highlighters I'm going to be adding into my vanity. So this is another Glow Seeker highlighter. This one's in the shade Pearl. This one's from Kylie Cosmetics in the shade Winter Rose. So this is a newer one I purchased. This is from Glamlight, and this is from the Coca-Cola collaboration. And this is just the Coca-Cola Glow Highlighter. This is the Ofra highlighter in the shade Peppermint. I love pink highlighters for winter looks. And this is like one of my go-to highlighters during like the winter and holiday season. I also have the shade Sugar Cookie. And then the last highlighter is from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. This is actually from like their body line, but this is from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer collaboration. Alright, so here is my blush. My blushes and my blush palettes. So I do have several of these berry tone shades. I'm actually going to pull a couple of these out. So I'm going to go ahead and take out this one from ColourPop. This is the shade Cheerio. I'm also going to take out the shade Baby Cake, which is another blush from ColourPop. I am going to keep this one in here from House Labs. This one's in the shade Asia Sky, which I think this is one that they did not continue with when they changed the pans to a much smaller size for the exact same price. I'm going to take this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin in the shade Golden Hour. Yes, Golden Hour. And put this back in my collection. I am going to keep this MAC one in my vanity. This is their Glow Play blush in the shade Rosie Does It. I am going to put this Divine blush in the shade Electric Bloom at my vanity. This is from Pat McGrath. I'm also going to keep this at my vanity. This is like the loose blushes from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This one's in the shade Love Language. This one's a little bit more pink, I believe. So now I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out my face palettes. And this is a face palette that I'll be keeping in my vanity. This is from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimensions Holiday Face Palette Volume 2. So you've got 2 blushes and a highlighter. I'm also going to keep the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Bare Cheeks palette at my vanity because this has some beautiful shades that just look really nice with like wintry, cool, kind of icy vibes. I'm also going to add this in here from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Dimensions Blush Palette Volume 1. I'm also going to be adding this pink blush palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Rouge Affair palette, and this has really beautiful pinks that look great with Christmassy, wintry looks. And finally, I have this little quad from Wet n Wild. So this actually has 2 blushes and 2 highlighters, but this is called the Gift of Giving Face Quad. Now, these 2 blushes from Patrick Ta were just sitting in my vanity. I'm going to go ahead and keep She's Wanted at my vanity, but I'm going to go ahead and put Do We Know Her in my collection. I also already have this in my vanity, and I'll be keeping it here. This is the Bronze and Blushing Duo from Jaclyn Cosmetics. The blush is in the shade Be Rouge, and the bronzer's in the shade Espresso. So these are my 4 bronzers. I'm actually going to be putting 2 of these away. One of them is going to be this bronzer from LYS. along with this cream bronzer in the shade Sunny from Jaclyn Cosmetics. But I am going to keep this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Skin Enhancer, along with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Cream Bronzer. So here is everything organized and put together. So I have my palettes up here. Yes, I ended up adding Huda Beauty's Naughty up here as well. Both my Melt palettes, the Anastasia Beverly Hills are back there. And then I have this organizer that is filled with all of the holiday themed palettes. My organizer right here. So this is my eye glitzy drawer. So all of those loose shimmers, those toppers, the Danessa Myricks palettes are in here, Patrick Ta. The highlighters, the blush, the bronzer. And finally, all of the lippies. So this was the lip organizer I organized. These are just like, that's another day, another project.